Hi everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In the Mixer as we continue our Football's Coming Home challenge with AFC Bournemouth. Now, I'm going to be honest with everyone, a little bit hungover today. It is a beautiful day here in Melbourne. Fantastic weather outside. I have no interest in participating in it in any way. I just kind of want to chill out, keep it relatively mellow, play my football manager, start getting through the game. With the upcoming release of Football Manager 2019 and the fact that the beta's probably out at time of recording in about 10 days or so, I think, the likelihood is this will be the last season that we do with AFC Bournemouth. I want to finish it on a high. I want to do as well as we possibly can. I want to try and do better than our 5th place spot that we got last year. Try and get into the Champions League places. It's not going that well so far though. If we have a look at our schedule, or the results since the last episode where we played Man United and Southampton and where we played Ajax in a 0-0 draw and lost 3-1 to Manchester United. We followed that up with a 1-0 defeat to our bitter rivals, Southampton. We weren't very good in this game. We conceded early to a Manolo Gabbiadini goal. We had a couple of chances in the second half once we made subs and things, but never really looked like we were going to win this game. We followed it up with a 5-2 win against Braga in the Europa League. We went 2 goals down in this game in the 55th minute, then made a whole raft of changes, made some tactical tweaks and turned the game around pretty well. We then played Leicester and lost 3-2. If those of you who have watched previous episodes, you know that Jamie Vardy absolutely tore me apart last year. He didn't play in this game. I don't know why that is. Iheanacho seems to be the preference at the moment, and he was fantastic against us. I think he scored like a 9.8 or something. I think he scored like a 9.8 against us. He got the assist for Vicente Ibora's goal in the 9th minute. He got a goal himself in the 13th. Got another one right at the start of the second half when I thought we might come back into it. We did rally a little bit late and Ashley Barnes got himself back amongst the goals, but they were worthy winners in this game. I then made a bit of a tactical tweak. What I've done is I've kind of abandoned the ball-playing defenders and the wing-backs for the time being and moved Callum Wilson back to being an advanced forward to try and get a little bit more out of him. And in doing that, our results have improved a little bit as well. So we beat West Brom 3-1 to a Reece Oxford hat-trick. Reece Oxford still playing at centre-back. That's not anything that you're reading incorrectly. A 9.8 rating for him. And then a really good 5-1 win in the Europa League against Braga. So Europa League, we're pretty much guaranteed that we're going to go through to the next round. So future episodes, we probably won't do the game against Upwell. We probably won't do the game against Ajax. And I'm going to rotate my team as much as possible because people are starting to get upset with their playing time and things like that. But in this episode today, we've got Hull City away from home and Burnley. The Hull City match is a game in hand for us because of our Europa League commitments. Super important that we win. One, because our goal difference is bang average at 0 at the moment. To get above West Brom into the top 10 again and to kind of keep pace with those teams up on the top of the table. Man City currently leading the league, albeit playing a game extra with us on 26 points. If we don't get 3 points today, we're going to be 10 points behind them. And I kind of want to keep as much pace as possible during this period. November, December is when we crushed it last year, is when we crushed it in the previous system. November, December is when we crushed it in the previous year. And I think it's one of the big reasons, the points we got over that period, as to why we were able to finish as high as we did. But we need to be at our best today. So let's have a look at the team that we're going to go with. Go with Butland in goal, Rose and Trippier as the fullbacks, Oxford and Smalling as the central defensive partnership. Harry Maguire is still between 5 weeks and 4 months away with his damaged spine. Ben Gibson I've kind of integrated out of the team. Reece Oxford's been fantastic over the last few months. Chris Smalling has kind of picked up a little bit as well. Jordan Ibe and Seth John will play on the wings as our chief creators. Lewis Cook is the box-to-box midfielder. Danny Drinkwater, who's been our player of the season thus far in that deep line playmaker defender role. Ashley Barnes and Callum Wilson up top. If we can get like close to 20 goals for either of them, it's going to be fantastic. We're only 11 games in. They've got 6 and 5. Danny Ings is on the bench if things aren't working out. So we've got a whole bunch of different options. Going to go attacking. Even though we are away, I do expect to beat Hull City. They are currently in the relegation spots in 19th position. Only 2 wins to their name thus far in the opening 10 games. It's a game we should be winning. It's a game we should be going out and going after. So that's how I'm going to approach it. Alright, I've accidentally skipped past their team, but it wasn't anything interesting. We can go and have a quick look at them if we want to in a moment. They've got David Marshall. Oh, here we go. We've got a highlight early, so hopefully this is us scoring. Cleared away, only as far as Drinkwater. Trippier's out on the right-hand side if we can find him. Instead, the ball comes back in. Ashley Barnes with a strike. He's hit the post, and they hook it away. Only as far as Danny Rose, but that's in the highlight. So they've got David Marshall in goal, Odobaju and Fabio as the fullbacks, Miazga and Masuch as the central defensive partnership. Ex-Bournemouth player Dan Gosling will hold midfield with Kelly, Grosicki, Willock and McLean across their midfield as the 3 most attacking midfielders, and Fraser Campbell up front. So you can kind of see where they're struggling actually. There isn't anyone there that I would be interested in bringing in, and usually for most clubs there's someone that you kind of look at and think, oh, they're decent. But it does look like a pretty patchwork side. Grozicki now coming forward, only as far as Trippier. He goes across to Reece Oxford, who launches a long ball forward. Sessegnon with the ball now on the left-hand side, plays in Callum Wilson. Can he find the strike? Oh, it's not a bad effort, but high and wide on the left-hand side. Maybe could have gone far post there. Used a bit of finesse. FIFA 19's out now, so like finesse is back. It's in the game. Hull with the ball now. Sessegnon cuts the ball out well, plays it forward to Barnes. Jordan Ibe now on the overlap. Gets a hanging cross in. It was towards Wilson. Sessegnon with the follow-up, and that is a great strike from him. An assist from Lewis Cook puts us a goal up in the 15th minute. So just these tactical tweaks, going back to a more simple brand of football, it seems to be helping us quite a bit. If we can get a decent result here, it's going to help our goal difference tremendously, because it seems we win one, we lose one, we win one, we lose one. We're 5-5 is our current record. 0 goal difference. We actually need to start putting together some wins and building that up. Having said that though, like, I'm not shattered. I'm not sitting here thinking like, what are we doing wrong? We have already played Leicester, like looking at the top of the league here, we've played Leicester away, Arsenal away, Liverpool away, Chelsea away, and Manchester United away. So we've played 5 of the top 6 already. And we played Southampton, who are currently in 7th, albeit at home, and not at home because we're at the Majeski Stadium. It's a great ball back in. I talked all the way through that. Sessegnon has gotten an assist now as well. 30 minutes in. It's a great cross for Jordan Ibe, who I believe just side foots that one home. We'll have a look here in 3 dimensions. Rose with the throw-in. Back to Sessegnon. Goes past his man. Cuts back a decent cross from the byline, and Sessegnon on the volley puts it low to the right of Marshall. And we are 2 goals to the good. Good to see tactical tweaks working. I think, like, I don't know if this is just me overthinking it, but I feel like if you get to around November, go and have a look at your team report, see what your assistant says you're doing well and what you aren't doing, make adjustments around that, and then maybe do it again in like January or February, and just see how you're doing. Because I feel like at a certain point, teams start to scout you and figure out what you're doing well, and set up their structures to defend against it. But if you go in at those 2 key critical moments, November and January, it seems to kind of balance itself out. You're not going to win every game. I think the years of having like a tactic or a formation where you just set and forget it and you go through seasons and beat the shit out of everyone, it just doesn't happen. It's not going to happen in Football Manager, nor should it happen, because teams figure out how you play. Right, half time, assertively just going to say, very pleased with your performance. Keep it going. Start the second half. We'll give it another 15 minutes before we make subs. Do have to keep in mind we have been playing both cup fixtures and Europa League games as well in midweek. So we do kind of start needing to rotate based on fitness and match sharpness and all those sorts of things. It's not necessarily going to be just on form. It will likely be related. It will likely be in relation to the yellow card Lewis Cook has just picked up. Looks like Hull have got a highlight now, but Danny Rose has won the ball back well. Plays inside to Oxford to Drinkwater now. Back to Butland, who was under a ton of pressure, but he's done very well. Forward now to Barnes on halfway. Switches it out towards Sessegnon, who's been fantastic thus far. Finds Callum Wilson in the channel. Can he hang a ball up for Barnes? He does. It is a great backstick cross. Good assist from Callum Wilson. When those two are working together and having good link-up play, we are a different side. It's a great touch here. Wrong foot. Hangs it up. Ashley Barnes in the right spot at the right time and gets, I think, his 7th or 8th goal of the season. And when you consider he missed, I believe, the first 5 games, that's pretty impressive turnaround for him. Still only rated as 3-star ability. It's whether you look too much into star ability and just see who has good traits for the roles you're asking him to do. And Ashley Barnes, I think, is fantastic as that defensive forward. The only person I could think in, like, as far as English players go who might be an upgrade is Jamie Vardy. Hull have scored. I just keep talking over the top of things. This is how you can tell I'm a little bit hungover and not switched on to what's going on. So it's Fabio with the deep ball forward here. Finds Fraser Campbell. It's a good overlapping run from Kelly, to be fair. Good touch, and he finds the top corner. Butland came out quickly, but he didn't have much to aim at, but he found it. It makes it 3-1 with 57 minutes gone. Let's have a look at our tactic here. See if there's any subs we can make. Lewis Cook will be coming off just because of the yellow card. I just don't want to go down to 10. And we'll swap Sermon to be the deep line playmaker. Danny Drinkwater can play as the box-to-box. And then what we might also do is bring on Danny Ings for Callum Wilson, just to keep him happy. Just keep him on side. I'm going to keep the other sub up my sleeve because I feel like someone's going to get injured or someone's going to get a card, and then we have to kind of deal with that. Danny Ings responded well though. He's in superb form and morale at the moment. I don't know how Andrew Sermon is still in perfect form because he has barely played. Right, corner. Oh no, don't get to see it. Oh, we are getting to see it. Drinkwater to take. hits the deck at the top of the box. Ings now with a strike, and he's stepped off the bench, and with pretty much his first touch, maybe his second one, he has rifled that in from the top of the 18-yard box, giving us that 3-goal margin, giving us that little boost to our goal difference. It's a good header away from Fabio. 1 touch, 2 touches, 2 touches and a goal. That's a really great turnaround, a good response from him. It's good to have that depth so that like you're not reliant on your starting 11. I think that was one of our issues last year. Our starting 11 was pretty good when we could get them all out there together, but if someone went down or was injured or was unfit, or if we needed subs to come on and change a game, we didn't really have that. So I do think the squad is better. I do think we're playing a better brand of football, even though we have had to tweak our tactic a little bit. All right, 10 minutes remaining. Let's have a look at who else we can bring on. We'll go with a defensive sub. I'm just going to give Tyrone Mings some time at left back just to keep up his fitness a little bit. Danny Rowe's form has improved tremendously, and he got called up into the England squad again. So he's on the right path, but it's still good to keep Tyrone Mings happy, just in case shit goes south, or Danny Rose gets injured, which he's known to do. Drinkwater with a free kick now. And I believe that was their own player, Wiggins, hanging that one up at the far post. Drinkwater to take the corner, looks for Smalling at front post. Ings now in the box, cuts it back across, but Terrell hooks that one away. So this would see us go back into 10th position, so back into the top of the table. We'd only be 8 points behind Manchester City. I don't realistically think we're going to win the league the way that we've started. We'd have to go on a hell of a run over Christmas to get back into that reckoning. But I do think we can still keep up with that sort of top 4 pack, particularly because Manchester United isn't playing that well, Liverpool's not playing that well, Chelsea hasn't started the season on fire. But a really good 4-1 victory for us. Assertively, good win, boys. Well done. But we've got to immediately switch our attention to Burnley, who traditionally we have struggled against. They're not doing as well this season. They're down in 16th at the moment. But I feel like that's never been an obstacle to Robbie Brady absolutely tearing me into an arsehole. So let's jump ahead to that game now. All right, isn't the magic of editing a wonderful, wonderful thing? So we're pretty much going to go with an unchanged lineup, I think. We're still going to go attacking. We are playing at the Medeski Stadium, not at Dean Court while it's getting renovated. Jack Butland in goal, Rose Trippier as the fullbacks, Oxford and Smalling as the central defensive partnership, Sessegnon and Ibe on the wings, Cook and Drinkwater in midfield, and Barnes and Wilson up top. So not the most interesting thing in the world. Tom Davies has worked his way back from injury. I'm not going to rush him, but I am going to give him a spot on the bench ahead of Tyrone Mings, I guess, because Gibson can play at left back if we need him to, if there is a disaster. All right, looking at the Burnley side here, Tom Heaton in goal, Charlie Taylor at left back, Ben Mee and James Tarkowski as the central defensive partnership, Leandro Bacuna on the right, Ashley Westwood and Jack Hawke will hold midfield, Brady and Goodmanson on the wings, Hendrick will play in the hole as the 10, and Camara up top. Good English core. I think Ben Mee is phenomenal in this game and in the FIFA 19. If you haven't used him yet, go and check him out. He's very affordable. He's got a great left peg on him. Good player. James Tarkowski obviously involved in the England squad prior to the World Cup. Jack Hawke's a good player. Charlie Taylor's a good player. There's no big Chris Wood. I'm not sure if he's transferred out somewhere else, but he tore us apart last time. Robbie Brady was the danger though, so hopefully Kieran Trippier is on his game today. And I'm just going to passionately say, give the fans a performance to cheer for. Nobody particularly cares. Let's tell the defence I have faith in them, and they seem relatively happy. And let's get going. We haven't had a great run against Burnley. They are our bogey team. I desperately want to beat Sean Dyche before this series is over. We do have another game against them later this year, but I'd rather get the win today, and then who gives a shit what happens at Turf Moor. We have gotten our revenge. We've gotten back out there. Looks like Danny Rose picked up a knock and indicating he wants to come off. I swear to God, he must have watched me put that substitute lineup out there, seen me take Tyrone Mings off the bench, and then decided I'm going to go out there and kick a ball boy or an advertising hoarding or something to that effect. Because any time you don't have sufficient coverage for Danny Rose, he's going to get himself a card or sent off, or he's going to have a fucking horrible game. And now he's picked up a knock on his ankle, which probably means he's out 6 to 12 months. Drinkwater now with the corner. Towards Smalling, it's a decent header, and it looks like that one clipped the post on its way out. Even with the draw here, we're moving up into 9th spot. I want to get the win. I want to start leapfrogging the likes of Southampton. Probably not going to catch Chelsea today just due to goal difference, but if we can drag Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool back into the equation, we can start really looking at a Champions League spot. And I do think we have enough in the squad to make Champions League. Tarkowski's now picked up a yellow card for them. It looks like Ben Mee's having a good game. A 7.0 rating, leading the pack for both sides. Up to 7.1 now for him. We're yet to see a highlight for Burnley, but that's famous last words. I don't want to jinx it. I hope Football Manager wasn't listening and Sports Interactive didn't hear me. Right, getting towards half time now. Only the one high I'd speak of, that Chris Smalling header. A draw wouldn't destroy us. It'd be our first draw of the season, but it's these 50-50 games I need us to start winning. They're winning the shot count, 7-3, 50% possession. So relatively even game thus far. Not one with a whole bunch of chances. And as we go into half time, assertively say, far from pleased. And a couple of them look to have responded well. Let's start the second half. Let's also use a shout and tell them to push forward a bit, because we're already set to attacking. There's not too much further they can go. Jordan Ibe has immediately kicked off and run the ball out of play. That's disappointing. Got a ball now, forward towards Barnes, who is playing against his old team. Shouldn't be forgotten. We did pick him up as kind of our star striker. Oh God, Kamara's gotten behind. It's a decent strike, thankfully just left of the post. We did pick up Ashley Barnes as our star signing kind of in the first season. Tarkowski now, like, they're just doing a great job against that front two. Robbie Brady on a 7.0. Danny Drinkwater's been the best of our performers. I'm not going to wait and dick around. Let's get Tom Davies out there, get him 30 minutes. For Lewis Cook, who's picked up a yellow card. It doesn't look like Ashley Barnes is playing that well. There's questions to be answered here. Oh, we've scored. Oh, God. What has happened? All right, let's cancel these and go and have a look at the replay, if we're going to get one. I mean, that's good. I'm glad that's worked out. I did that deliberately. Drinkwater now. It's headed away by Ben Mee. And as far as Jordan Ibe puts it back into Barnes, who knocks it down for Lewis Cook, and the keeper is absolutely nowhere to be seen. All Lewis Cook had to do was get that shot on target, and it's a decent goal for him. And it immediately sees Ashley Barnes jump up in terms of his match rating as well. Kamara's apparently getting too much space. I think just from their match ratings alone, you can kind of tell they're not performing too badly. Let's continue with that Tom Davies change and bring off Lewis Cook. And then let's also, because he's also playing against his former side, bring on Danny Ings for Callum Wilson and see if that can be enough for him to get a goal. Let's go give team talk and passionately say, I have faith in you. Get out there and make the difference. And we'll confirm that talk now, and we'll see if either of the subs can make an impact. But in reality, I'd be quite happy to lock down. I don't want to go back to standard, and I don't want to go to defensive, because I feel like the minute that you do that and try and lock down a game, particularly a game like this where they already had more shots than us and already had more possession, we lose a little bit going forward. So yeah, we've kind of robbed them one at a set piece, but at least they're going to start pushing more, looking for more goals. And Kamara is only on a 6.1. He's not having a good game. I think Vokes is the only option that they have on the bench. I'm not familiar with Arfield. There you go. As soon as I've said it, Vokes steps off the bench, replaces Kamara. So hopefully he's not going to have a good game. Goodmanson's also struggling for them. So is Bakuna. So we might be doing all right down our left-hand side. Danny Drinkwater's now picked up a yellow card, which is one to watch for us. Kieran Trippier isn't playing that well. I do have one more sub to make. I'll give it a couple more minutes before I look at it. Highlight now, Oxford to play the ball forward to Rose. Sessegnon on the left-hand side. Goes past one man, steps inside. Can he get a cross in? Hangs the ball back up. It's all the way through to Jordan, who strikes from the left-hand side. Looking for that far post, but just over. All right, 10 minutes remaining. What can we do here? Who seems to be struggling the most? I feel like it's Kieran Trippier. So let's move Smalling out to right back. I know he doesn't love it, but Reece Oxford to the right-hand side. Let's bring on Ben Gibson. Ben Gibson's been called up into England squads, and I've just continued to ignore him because I really like the Smalling-Oxford partnership. It'll be interesting to see what happens once Harry Maguire's back into fitness, though it probably will only be for the last 10 games or so of the season. He still could be out for another 4 weeks. Long ball forward now. It's headed back towards Smalling. Drinkwater to Davies. Played forward to Ings, to Barnes. Looks for a ball forward again. It's cut out well by Bakuna. Cleared only as far as Danny Rose. Back to Oxford, to Davies. Danny Drinkwater now. Plays a nice little triangle with Davies. Looks for a crossfield switch that probably wasn't there. The counter-attack is definitely on. Vokes is coming forward now to Westwood. They played in Hendrick in behind. Trippier with a good tackle. He got back well. Puts it out for a corner. They've made their final 2 substitutions as well. Looks like they brought on Ogbonna at centre-back. Ben Mee will switch out to left-back, and Arfield on the right-hand side for Ashley Westwood. So this is the last roll of the dice for them. Can we hold on for another 5 minutes or so? Would see us move up to 21 points, level on points with Chelsea and Tottenham. Only 6 points behind them, behind Man City, though our goal difference is absolute garbage. 5 minutes to be added on in extra time. I'm not sure where that would be coming from. I don't think there's been any injuries or anything like that. Though it is rocketing past relatively quickly, which I am all for. There's a minute remaining with a throw in here. Smalling to take. Ball forward to him now. It's a crossfield ball towards Ings. It's headed away. Oxford tidies up very, very well. Ben Gibson goes all the way back to Butland, and just get rid of it, Jack. And he does towards Sessegnon. It's headed down for Davies. Played forward to Ings. Do we have anything in us to add one on here? Barnes goes back to Drinkwater. Forward to Barnes again, to Jordan on the right-hand side. He's lost the ball in a dangerous area, but Ben Gibson has bailed him out. Surely this is the end of the highlight. Drinkwater. Play it down the right-hand side. We're just retaining possession now. It's a long highlight to finish the game, I think. All the way back to Butland. And he puts it out, and the referee calls full time. A fantastic result for us. Danny Drinkwater, man of the match performance with a 7.4. Well done, lads. Good win for us. I finally fucking beat Sean Dyche. Oh, God. What a pain in the ass Burnley have been for me in this save, in this series, and we've finally gotten past them. Now we just have to get revenge on Guardiola at Man City, and I think it means we've pretty much beaten every team at some point throughout this. Fortunate to beat Burnley. Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie, they did have more shots. We did have more possession though, so I don't know, where's the value at? I feel like we're just not playing as well at the Medeski as we did when we were at Dean Court. Alright, so decent episode. Back-to-back wins. That's really as good as I could hope for. Where should we come back for our December fixtures? So we are currently at the end of November. I guess the next episode will be our Christmas episode. So we might come back and do the Everton game away, and then the game against Tottenham at home for that sort of New Year's episode. And we'll go from there. Christmas episodes are going to be a tradition in my thing. And I think Everton and Tottenham, they're two relatively tasty fixtures that I think we could get around. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. There has been some really exciting news on the channel over the last couple of weeks. One with our Hamburg save for the FM19 beta once it releases in probably just under 2 weeks. And for our hashtag United series, I've got to start getting used to remembering the hashtag things. If you're excited about those series or the release of Football Manager in 2019, if you have your own saves that you're going to do, chuck them in the comment section below. I will respond to every comment that I get. More than anything though, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the views, and I'll see you guys again in the mixer.